I'm really ill, so I hope you can hear me okay because I'm poorly. This is like a little one-to-one. Cool. So we're going to be doing spinal mobility, so just really good to do. It's like literally anti-aging. If we do spinal mobility every single week, we're going to have no issues as we get older with walking. We're going to never be in a wheelchair, so it's really important that we do that. We're going to start with some roll downs. We've done them I think pretty much every time in every class I've done. So bring your legs to hip distance apart by putting them together, bringing them to a V, and then bringing the heels back out. We're going to tuck our chin to our chest, and we're going to start rolling down through our upper spine, coming down to our lower spine, looking over our legs, back at our knees. Take an inhale at the bottom, and exhale. Start restacking your spine from the lower spine to the middle of your spine and your upper spine. Lovely. Perfect. And we go again. Tuck the chin to the chest. Roll through that upper spine, down to the lower spine, over your knees. Take an inhale at the bottom. Exhale. Roll slowly up, restacking that spine. Imagining a pearl necklace coming back together. And imagine that those pearls are your vertebrae. Another inhale, exhale, tuck that chin to your chest. Rolling down. Looking at your knees. Inhale again. And exhale, restack that spine. We're going to do 2 more of these. You could simply, if you don't have time to work on your spinal mobility, inhale, exhale, restack. You could just do maybe like a few minutes of these each day. If that's easier, let's do 1 more. Inhale, exhale, chin comes to chest, start rolling through that spine. As we come to the bottom, I want you to roll out to me into a plank and then pop your knees down. Make sure that your shoulders are over your hands and your knees are in line with your hips. Lovely. That's perfect. What I want you to do is start doing a cat-cow. So on the inhale, I want you to press up, like making a deep curve in your back, looking upwards into our cow. And then as we exhale, coming into a cat, tucking our core inwards and rounding that spine. So inhale, cow, exhale, cat. And just focus on the breathing as you work through this for the next few reps. Sorry for my voice, I'm so unwell. Really focus on how your body's moving, how your spine is moving here. Four more. Last one. Lovely. From here, coming down to lying. Beautiful. So hands are beside you. Your legs can be they can be together or they can be hip distance apart. It's not going to make much difference. So your hands are kind of by the side of your shoulders like so. Eye line is down to floor as always. Press your forehead onto the mat. Take an inhale, exhale, squeeze your core and your glutes and push upwards with that spine into your cobra. Bending your head back, bringing that eye line to the ceiling. And inhale, coming back down to the mat. Exhale, up into your cobra. Really focusing on how that spine is sort of, you're getting that little bend in your spine. Inhale down, exhale, push up. Last one. Hold this one here for a couple of breaths. Right, lovely. Sorry guys. Hopefully that works now. So from your cobra, coming into 4-point kneeling again for me. So just making sure that those shoulders are over your hands and your knees and hips are in line again. I want you to inhale, spread core as you turn. I'm back with you now. I shouldn't have to get up again. So threading the needle and looking at that, moving slowly so you're really mobilizing that spine, not rushing through your repetitions. Nice and slow. Lovely. Let's do 2 more on this side, as I know you guys have already done a few. And now coming over onto the other side, threading that hand under, and then exhaling, adding some rotation in that spine, looking up to the ceiling as your hand presses up. This is another good one that you could do every morning, just as you wake up. Lovely. Nice and slow for me. Two more. This actually feels really nice after my long plane back from Thailand. I feel like sitting upright for 16 hours. That feels honestly amazing. Lovely. From here we are going to pop back down like we were before in our cobra. So we're in the same position. Our arms are also in the same position as we were with our cobra. From here we're going to do a swan dive, which we have done before. If you've done my class before, we're going to start with just the head in the swan dive. So you're looking at the floor, forehead is on your floor. Take an inhale to prepare, engage your core and your glutes. Legs come together, so they're now touching. Engaging that core and those glutes, just making sure that's really squeezing them both, because that's going to help you get up here. As we exhale, we're going to lift our head and chest kind of off the floor. Eye line stays down to the mat as we do this. Inhale back down. Exhale, lift. Squeezing your core and your glutes. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Keep going. And when you're ready, we can add in the legs. So we can come up with our legs at the same time as our upper body. To do that, really need to squeeze those glutes, will help you and that core get them both up at the same time. Maybe we can try and get a little bit higher each time we go up. Let's do 4 more. Stick with the breathing. Don't forget, it's inhale down, exhale up. Last one. And coming down. Lovely. From here we'll do swimming. I just need to move down a little bit. Arms are going to go above you. Legs are obviously under you, behind you. So you're kind of laying straight now, like completely lying on your front. Everything lengthened out. Feet are going to come back to hip distance apart, so your legs are no longer together. then back at hip distance apart for me. That's amazing. Head is still on the mat. If you have a towel or something, you could put it down just because your head's not going to be moving. So throughout this exercise, your head is going to be on the mat. We're going to take an inhale, and as we exhale, our opposite arm and opposite leg are going to raise. Just a tiny bit off the mat, not a big movement. And inhale down, exhale, other side raises, inhale down. So it's a really small little movement. Keep going through that for me. Nice and slowly. Squeezing that core and squeezing your glutes. Make sure your head is on the floor. Stick with the breathing. Make sure to engage your core as your arm and leg comes up. And when we're ready here, let's do 4 more. 2 more. As we're when we're ready, let's get a bit faster if you can. So it can be an inhale switch, exhale, lift. And then you can get even faster. Stay breathing, but the breathing doesn't matter. The pattern. So you end up like looking like you're swimming. So you can start slow if you lose it, and then you can just practice to building up to go faster. Still engaging the core each time. But that exercise on its full, so with these exercises we regress them down for an easier version, but the full version of that exercise in Pilates is basically just super fast, like swimming. Like you're actually swimming in the water. So you can just have a practice moving faster, and then you can come back down to a pace which suits you, where you feel like you're really focusing on the exercise still. Let's do 10 more, whatever pace you're on, so take it at your own pace. And I'll just wait a few seconds just in case people are at a slower or faster pace, just so we're all back in the same position. Lovely, hopefully we've all caught up. I'll just set up for the other exercise first, so no worries if you're still working through it. Okay, so coming back onto that 4-point kneeling, make sure we've got a neutral spine, so just tucking little pelvic tilts to find that neutral spine. Just double check that our shoulders are over our hands and our knees are under our hips. For me, lovely. Untucked toes here. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, I want you to raise your opposite arm and leg. So similar to what we were basically just doing, but on all fours. Just to hip height and then back down. Just focusing on one side first, whichever side you've chosen. So exhale, reach, inhale, back down. Exhale, reach, inhale, back down. Make sure you're remaining a neutral spine. You're not arching too much or curving that back. Engaging that core, navel back to your spine. Neck is long, eyeline is down to the ground. We really need a neutral spine as we're doing spinal mobility. So that's the most important thing here. Not falling into that opposite hip too much. 5 more on this side. Stick with the breathing. 1 more. Coming back down. Taking a big inhale and exhale. Start moving on the opposite side. Let's go. On this side, I tend to fall into my hip more. So if you guys are the same, you really focus on that core being as tight as possible and almost imagining your glutes squeezing together. That helps me to stop falling into that opposite hip. 5 more. Last one. And coming down. Lovely. Coming onto our back now. My mat likes to travel, and I already don't have enough room in it. Lovely. Coming down onto our back, knees are going to be upwards. So you're like so. Take a few of those pelvic tilts that you did before in the other position, just looking for that neutral spine. So that's just a natural little curve under the back, almost as if there's like a P under between your back and the mat, and you don't want to squish it, but you don't want it to move either. That's kind of the amount of space of air you need for a neutral spine. Rib cage is drawing in and downwards, making a lower rib to hip connection. Great. Your arms can come out beside you, palms facing down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. I want your knees to go to the left, so fall to the left as your head falls to the right. Adding some rotation in that spine. Inhale, neck is still long. Come back to center. Exhale, knees fall to the right side, head goes to the left. Inhale. Exhale, keep working through that, swapping sides. Inhale back to center. Exhale to side, moving nice and slow and controlled. I don't know why people keep texting me. Sorry guys. I honestly come back on the plane from holiday with a cold. It's just so typical. As soon as I reach England, I'm sick. Keep going. Let's do 5 more. I think spinal mobility, some of my favourite exercises in Pilates, just feels so nice. It's not really how we usually move our bodies these days, and I just think it feels amazing. Last one. And coming back to centre for me. It's lovely. Hugging your knees in for me, like so. I want you to rock to the left and then to the right. You're not coming up onto your side. So this is literally a really gentle rock. As you're hugging those knees in, you can bring them as close to your chest as possible. Just loosening any tension. And keep going through that, breathing. No particular pattern. Just inhaling and exhaling, focusing on that. Inhale through the nose and exhale through pursed lips. We'll do a few more breaths here, so just keep going with that. Two more breaths here. Gentle rocks. Lovely. And when you're ready, bring your feet right next to your bum for me. So your heels are touching your bum. Give them a little tickle and take one step out from there. Lovely. Make sure your feet and your knees are hip distance apart for me. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. Hands are going to go down on the ground. Palms facing the mat. Lovely. Neck is nice and long. Finding that neutral spine again if you've lost it. I'm going to go into our shoulder bridges, but really making sure as we shoulder bridge this time, we're focusing on the spine and not how it feels in our abs and glutes. Of course, I want you to still engage your core, so putting inwards, that navel to the spine, and still squeezing your glutes as we go up. But what I want your main focus to be is really tucking that pelvis on the exhale and rolling up through the spine to bring you to the top of your bridge, but focusing on each vertebrae, pulling away from each other, reaching the top. A nice big inhale, and as you exhale, I want you to focus on that upper spine coming down to the mat first, and then your lower spine as it all starts restacking. So I want you to focus on the segmentation of your vertebrae and then it coming back together more than I want you to just fling out the reps. So take an inhale at the bottom, exhale, rolling up, focusing on that segmentation. Inhale at the top, exhale really slowly, coming back down, focusing on the top of your spine and then the lower. Another inhale at the bottom, exhale, tucking that pelvis, coming up with the lower spine in the middle, then onto the top, up into your shoulders. Inhale and exhale, rolling through that spine, coming back down. Let's take a few more reps of that, really focusing on the vertebrae. I want you to literally picture it in your head as you move it off the mat and as you place it back down. But still also not losing that glute and ab connection. Making sure we're still squeezing those and getting all the benefits that a shoulder bridge gives. Focusing on your breathing, taking that extra inhale at the top before you exhale back down. Sorry, the music stopped, keep going. Lovely, we're nearly there, very nearly finished. I've gone over a little bit, sorry guys. Moving up, let's do one more, make this your last one wherever you are. And rolling back down, that's great. Beautiful, hug those knees back in for me. And come up to seated. This is going to be our last one, so make sure you're cross-legged. Equal out your sitting bones by just patting them on the mat. Inhale, exhale, float your arms up to like shoulder height, so you're in like a T position, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale to prepare, exhale, twisting through that spine, but your hips are staying forward and they're staying on the mat. Looking to the side. Inhale back to center. Inhale, sorry, here. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, exhale, back to center. Lovely. Keep going, breathe out. Squeeze from your belly. Imagine like a bottle. And your upper body is like the cap, but your lower body is the bottle, so that's staying still and you're twisting. Four more. No, not last one, sorry. I'm ill, I've got ill brain. This is your last one now. Lovely. Thanks guys for joining for the spinal mobility. I believe tomorrow is meant to be like Pilates and HIIT, and it's a really early class, so completely understand if you don't make it. We've had to make it like 6:45 if I've got a meeting, but would love you guys to make it for me. So if you can, that's great, otherwise the video will be available later. But yeah, bye.